I always say that once your mindset changes, everything on the outside will change right along with it.
Hey, my name is Laur. I am a content creator living in the greatest city in the world. And welcome to my YouTube channel. I'll take you all around New York City, and I'll record it all on my camera. Please enjoy today's video. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.
Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, what up? My name is Laur, nice to meet you. Today's video is a very special video for me because this is something that I truly believe in, I truly stand by, and I've been actually getting a lot of requests to do a video about this. So here it is. So today's video is gonna be all about law of attraction, and I'm super excited to talk about this today. I just wanna preface by saying I am not a scientist. I am literally just a teenage girl, and there's so many other resources that you guys can look into, study, learn about, just all about law of attraction and manifestation. I am just one person's opinion. This is just kind of how I've seen it work in my life, what kind of tactics and tools that I've used. So without further ado, let's get started. So other than you guys requesting it, the whole reason why I wanted to make this video is because I was actually talking with someone about this yesterday. I was trying to explain to them that LOA is just like another way of thinking. But it's kind of cool though, because there's actually scientific evidence to back up LOA. I'm sure you guys have learned this in science class, but everything in this world is energy. And everything in this world is made up of atoms that are vibrating. And that could be people, animals, objects, anything. Everything is vibrating. So therefore, as humans, we can either be vibrating at a high energy level, a like mid-range energy level, or a lower energy level. And I think the cool thing about this is how you are vibrating reflects back onto how you feel. So for example, I'm sure that you guys have experienced times in your life where you felt like on top of the world, everything's going your way, and all that great stuff. Like you just feel genuinely so good and so happy. So what this feeling actually means is that you are vibrating at a high energy level. And then of course it goes vice versa. So if you're feeling like sad or down, that means you're vibrating at a low energy level. So actually I've been taught LOA in a lot of my classes. This is like includes science, communications, and even my acting class, which I think is like super cool when in college you finally are learning about something you're interested in, and just the fact that it's kind of permeated its way through my education is another reason why I wanted to make a video about it. So I actually emailed one of my teachers that taught a class where I was learning law of attraction. I asked her to send me like the visual that we saw on a PowerPoint in class, just because this visual really helped me understand like the levels, and I think it would help you guys too if you just saw it. So these are the visuals that she showed us in our class, and I really wanted to include them for you guys because it really helped me understand the fundamentals of LOA and like led me to realize the idea of the vibrations and the different levels. So as you can see, if you're vibrating at a high energy level, you are going to attract events and circumstances in your life that also reciprocate the same level of vibrations. And again, vice versa, if you're vibrating at a low energy level, you're going to be attracting things that vibrate at that same low energy level. So when I first learned about this, I was like, okay, well that's great and all, but how am I supposed to change my level of vibration? So after hearing about LOA so much, I realized that the best way to raise your energy levels is to focus on the things that make you happiest. From this, your thoughts become your reality, which by textbook definition, if we want to get very technical, the law of attraction is a belief that the universe creates and provides for you that which your thoughts are focused on. So this may need to come with changing your mindset, but I think the really cool part about where we are in the world right now is now's the time to do it. I always say that once your mindset changes, everything on the outside will change right along with it. So once you change your life's focus in a positive way, you are then vibrating at a high energy level, which overall will allow other high vibrational things to come into your life. So moving on, anything that has to do with manifestation or LOA should be fun. It should bring you joy, it should not feel like work, and it really should not overwhelm you in a way. It's just like a fun thing to do. It's another way of thinking. And truthfully, there's so many amazing ways to practice attracting these great things into your life. You kind of just have to figure out what works for you. So something I like to do is called mental programming. And I know that term seems a little bit scary at first, but let me explain because it's really not as bad as you think. So essentially, you're just training your subconscious mind to think the way that you want to think. So I have a master vision of what I want my life to look like, and I have it like written out in a document. It's basically just actions I will complete, but they're written in the present tense. So for example, I'm just gonna read it off my computer. Laur notices more and more that she is completely fulfilled from within. Fulfillment is Laur's Laura's default setting, and she is increasingly aware of this. And by focusing on the things you want in life, you will literally see these things become more and more obtainable every single day, and you'll actually see them show up in your own life. And subconsciously, your brain will begin to take a new, healthier, happier, and more fulfilled form. And if this sounds interesting to you, or you want to learn a little bit more about mental programming, I'm gonna link my maxi video above and below so you guys can check it out, because I do a pretty good job of explaining what I've been talking about in that video. So another thing that I like to do is visualization. So if I'm trying to attract things or situations in my life, I will close my eyes and visualize the thing as if it's happening in this very present moment, or I already have it. So I actually started doing this because of a specific acting class I had a couple months ago. So one day we were given this exercise where we had to remember a very significant moment in our lives. And during that visualization in the class, we were told to focus on the emotion that came with it. My teacher also told us to focus on our 5 senses. So he went through every one of our senses, every detail, and told us to focus on what we were feeling through that sense in this exact moment. And basically the whole premise of this exercise was to put us into the shoes of ourselves at that very moment, to experience the same feelings and emotions that we felt at that moment. So what that was doing was actually sending out a signal into the universe saying that we already have these things. And by sending out that signal, we were matching the vibration and the same energy level as we had during that event in our life. So on the flip side, if you're focusing on what you don't have or what you're not feeling, you're gonna be sending out a signal that matches that same low energy level. And that signal is basically gonna be saying, I don't have this. So what is the universe gonna give you? More of that. So with that comes desires. And actually Arlen talks a lot about desires within the Maxi community, so I'm gonna give an example of what we've talked about recently. So let's put this into perspective. You wanna be really wealthy. You shouldn't be focusing on the ideas of not having the money. You need to learn to flip your focus to the ideas of actually having it. Because if you're focusing on the negative side of the situation, in this case, not having the money, you're only going to receive the negative after effect that comes with it. The thing about desires, if you focus on already having it, it is so much more powerful than saying that you don't. But the small issue with desire is you're kind of sending out a signal saying that you don't already have it. So like I said with the money example, you need to be focusing on actually having the money as opposed to not having any. Because if you want something, like money in this case, you're focusing on not having it. So like if you're saying, okay, I want to be rich, but that would imply that you don't already have it. And that will ultimately lead to more feeling of lack. So moving on, another thing that you may hear people talking about is speaking things into the universe. Now I actually made a video kind of demonstrating this, so I will link it above and below if you guys want to check it out. But speaking things into the universe is actually a really cool tool that a lot of people use, and they might not even know that they're doing it. Essentially, you're speaking as if you already have something into the universe. So for example, like for me, one day I want to own a luxury apartment in the city. To practice this, I could just be walking to class alone, and I can pretend that I'm talking to one of my friends and be like, hey, I'm having a party at my apartment tonight. I would love for you to come. There's gonna be tons of people there. There's a lot of space. There's multiple floors, like whatever, something like that. And by doing that, you're allowing your thoughts to become a reality and put them into the universe. So next, if you're a Pinterest fan like myself, you can create things called vision boards. And these vision boards can basically consist of what you want your life to look like, but in pictures. So I actually have a board on Pinterest called The Way Life Goes. Yes, like the Lil Uzi song. And like I said, basically this board represents of just how I want my future to look like in pictures that I found online that are like inspo. And I think Pinterest is such an amazing tool because just by scrolling through pictures and adding them to different boards, sending them to your friends, you're actually utilizing the law of attraction without even knowing that you're doing it. So actually on my desktop, I have this image as my background. And I made this board a couple months ago by just scrolling through Pinterest and adding things into my board called The Way Life Goes. And I pulled like very specific ones. So like I've said, this board is a representation of what I want my future to look like and what I want my life to consist of. And these don't necessarily need to be like tangible items or tangible things. As you can see from my board, I have different ideas of New York, fitness, travel, friends, family, all stuff like that. And by seeing this on my desktop every day, because you know I'm on my computer all day, I am subconsciously reprogramming my mind to think as if I already have these things, which will ultimately lead me to have them in the future. And honestly guys, vision boards are so much fun and they're so easy to make. So many of my friends have seen mine on my computer and they're like, oh my God, can you please make me one? So although I do have one main board for, you know, what I want my future to look like, I actually have divided my Pinterest boards into different categories about different things. I will link my Pinterest down below if you guys guys want to check it out to get some inspiration for yourselves. All right, so I know that was a super long video, but I hope that this introduction to the law of attraction and manifestation was helpful to some of you guys who either know about it previously or want to learn more about it. There are so many elements to LOA and manifestation, and I could literally talk about this for like 3 hours, but I'm thinking I can make like a part 2 to this video and kind of highlight where I've seen the law of attraction and manifestation kind of work out in my own life. If you guys are interested in that, let me know by leaving a like or comment down below. So I hope you guys got something out of this video. You know, whatever works for you, and whatever works for me, works for me. So everybody is different, everyone's minds work a different way, and you just have to respect how other people view things and how other people think about life in general. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment down below. If you don't want to, I don't really care, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye!
Baby, this is simple.